Chuck and Franny at the movies.
Hello.
And maybe cut off a little bit the intro there. Alright, so we just got finished watching Doctor Strange.
Mhm.
What did you think?
Very pretty.
It is pretty.
I like
pretty
the
movie.
graphics. It makes me interested in seeing what the comics actually look like. I even asked you while we were watching. I was like, "Is that what it looks like in the comics?" And that must have been a lot of fun to draw.
No, well, he was made in the 60s during the whole psychedelic craze.
Mm.
Guy by the name of Steve Ditko, who also created Spider-Man.
So he
Co-created.
named the character after himself?
Ditko.
No, his first
Oh,
name.
well, it's Steve, not Steven.
Oh, okay.
With a V, not PH, so.
Just a question.
Yeah, I know, but I don't think he named him after himself.
What
And actually,
you-
I think Stan Lee actually named the guy.
Oh, okay.
But Steve
I don't
Ditko kind of had most of the concept and the visuals and
Mhm.
the way characters were created in Marvel in the 60s is a little bit complicated.
Right.
So
I'm just saying it was very pretty.
very pretty.
And I would very much like to see what the original comic looked like.
Right. So Steve Ditko was really into psychedelic movement. It's kind of a strange guy, but I think he even was interested in a little bit of like Eastern philosophy and mysticism a little bit.
Mhm.
So that's probably why it looks the way it looks. So
Okay. What about you? What did you think?
I also thought it was pretty.
Really?
Yeah.
You steal my answer?
Yeah.
Oh.
It's the character of Doctor Strange is actually very similar to Tony Stark.
Yeah.
You have a very smart guy who has nice facial hair. Who's a man of science but he's also very arrogant.
Mhm.
And then he gets injured and he learns to humble himself. And from his injury, he becomes a superhero. Their origins are pretty much identical. Both in the comics and in the movies. In fact, and the comics are both alcoholics.
Oh.
Instead of drinking and driving, which was in the comics, Stephen Strange was texting and driving. Or no, talking and driving on his cell phone.
He's looking at case files.
Yeah, I know.
While driving in the rain near a cliff or something.
Yeah, going like
who does
80.
that?
Like, wow. For a smart guy, you're really dumb.
Yeah.
Tony Stark isn't really much of an alcoholic in the movies either, but he does drink a lot.
Yeah.
But yeah, so in that regard, like, the characters, like, okay, I've seen that before, and Robert Downey Jr. is funnier, more charismatic than Benedict Cumberbatch.
Mhm.
So, now granted, I think he's a good actor.
Mhm. He did a really good job. Well, he's a good Sherlock Holmes.
Yeah, Benedict Cumberbatch is actually a very
What you call it?
good Sherlock Holmes.
Yes.
But he doesn't have like that on-screen presence that Robert Downey Jr. has.
Sure. It'll be interesting to see them together.
Yep.
You know.
Yeah. Honestly, if there's not at least one line of dialogue in Infinity War where somebody calls them Sherlock, like, you guys are a couple of Sherlocks or something like that, then
You're gonna be disappointed. Yeah.
I may just stop watching. I mean, just like,
No,
you know
won't.
what?
No, you won't.
No, I won't. But yeah, like, yeah, the character is very similar to Tony Stark. The plot is actually almost identical to the plot of Green Lantern, the Green Lantern movie that came out a while
didn't see
back.
that one.
I
I heard it was
bad.
really bad.
Very bad. That was when DC tried to create its own superhero universe, and that movie did so terribly that they just scrapped that universe, and then they started off over from scratch, and even the universe they have right now is just not.
They haven't recovered.
They haven't recovered.
No.
I'm not bashing DC, but you know that the movies are lacking.
Mhm.
But anyway, Doctor Strange, what it lacks in originality and flair, it makes up with in visuals.
Mhm.
You know,
Very much like Inception. That kind of reminded me of that
Mhm.
movie. Although there's a lot more of it than I think that I remember. I know it's a while since I've seen Inception, but you know.
Yeah.
Um.
Yeah.
And then they just defeat the bad guy only to make or create another one.
Yeah, of course.
It's like, yay, we won. Well, now I'm gonna be the next
evil.
bad guy. I'm like, seriously.
Although I think Mordo makes sense.
Really?
Like his actions make sense. He was a guy who was very strict on the rules. Everything had to be like.
Oh, come on, he should have known that not everybody follows the rules to the letter.
Some people are stickler for rules. Some people aren't. You know. And also, I mean, let's face it. He was following the Ancient One. The Ancient One was always saying that you shouldn't have. You shouldn't draw from the dark dimension.
Yeah,
and
but
use,
it's
and then
like it's like what people like parents tell their kids, do as I say, not as I do, type of thing.
But that's actually not good advice.
Obviously, no, of course not.
But so I can see how he maybe disenfranchised. Meanwhile, you have this guy, this upstart, Doctor Strange, who's kind of a jerk, comes in, saves the day by breaking all the rules, even using an Infinity Stone. And I can see how he's just like, you know what? No, like
Why not go off and live a quiet life? Why become a villain?
Well, in his mind, he's not a villain, which makes him a good villain. You know, the best villains don't actually think they're villains. They actually think they're restoring order. So in his mind, it's like,
when they just defeated, thought that he was saving the world. That's what he told.
But as he told him, like, the bill comes due. So if you break the law, the natural order of things, eventually it's going to catch up to you. Like, bad stuff is going to happen somewhere down the line.
So that's why he leaves Doctor
Right.
Strange.
And it's probably why he's trying to take out all magic now. Because it's like, eventually that's going to get everybody killed. I think that's his reasoning. And
right.
He has a bit of a point because Caecilius almost killed everybody. So, Doctor Strange.
He thought he was saving everyone.
Right. And Doctor Strange is like over here toying with the Infinity Stone. And the lady that he looked up to as a mentor was like, oh yeah, by the way, I was secretly doing all the stuff I told you not to do. I can see where he's coming from.
It's because she thought she could handle it. And she knew other people wouldn't be able to.
Right. Yeah. And again, she has a point too. That makes things interesting.
Right.
So, yeah, I think... Actually, I don't know where I would actually place this in the Marvel movies. It's like, again, it's, kind of like, oh, okay, so you have, like, the smart guy, learns humility, saves the world, you kind of...
When you see him in Ragnarok, you see that, like, he's different.
He is different.
Stronger.
Oh, yeah, much stronger.
It's like Luke Skywalker in The Return of the Jedi, how different he was from the first two movies.
Yeah,
he's just like suddenly very like together. And...
But yeah, as far as the plot of the characters goes, like I've seen it before, but like the visuals, even at the end where the time is flowing backwards, some of the village are like stuck inside walls and stuff. And,
I know, that's very clever.
Mm-hmm.
I like that.
Yeah, it's like that was all kind of cool. So.
Mm-hmm.
I think it may be maybe a little bit above Ant-Man, because Ant-Man is sort of the middle of the road Marvel movie for me. And I think Doctor Strange is like a step up.
This movie made me want to drink tea.
Yeah, yeah. Hopefully, you won't get sucked into other dimensions and stuff.
It's just tea.
A little bit of honey.
With a little bit of honey.
Yeah, so yeah, I think if it wasn't for the visuals, it probably like a step down.
Yeah.
From Ant-Man, probably around where like the Incredible Hulk is. Where it's like, it's not bad, but the visuals kind of.
Yeah, it was fun.
Bring it up a little bit more.
I like the visuals. It's very pretty and fun to watch.
Mm-hmm.
So.
And it's a good setup for sequels too. I think the sequel with Mordo as the bad guy, I think they could actually be interesting. So, maybe actually make a good Marvel movie. That's kind of.
Are they gonna make Doctor Strange 2?
Yes.
Obviously, I guess. Yeah. Do you know when?
I don't know. Phase 3 ends with Avengers 4. And there's really, I don't think they've announced what the next batch is going to be, but I think Doctor Strange 2 is going to be there Probably Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3.
Hmm.
And then whatever else is coming out.
Okay.
So, anything else?
Nope.
Okay.
Nothing else, Dad.
Yeah. So, next movie is Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2.
Ooh.
Ooh.
I like that one.
That's a good one. It's a good one.
Yeah.
It's fun.
Mm-hmm.
So, until next time.